Femininity, take one. Hopefully I can get this all in one take, but thank you so much for being here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. I'm going to be talking about femininity today. It seems to be a trending topic, and I just want to thank Heart of Goal 17708 for asking about me speaking on biblical femininity, biblical marriage. I'm gonna probably talk about marriage at some point, but today I want to try to focus on just femininity. So if that's a topic that you're interested in, then I hope you keep watching. All right, so when I think of the word feminine, my personal definition would just be soft and delicate. Because what's more feminine than like a little cutesy little dress with a little bit of frills, some pleats, and maybe some lace, maybe some flower details. There are so many dainty qualities that go along with clothing items that are considered feminine. There are a plethora of feminine attributes. Those might include being nurturing, being tender, affectionate, cooperative, non-combative, supportive, understanding, devoted, kind, emotional, sensitive, sweet, gentle. All of those types of things are considered feminine qualities. Also, being vulnerable is considered a feminine quality. I know a lot of times what is the opposite of that vulnerable side is that women a lot of times have taken on a harder exterior. They harden their faces. They kind of have like a hardened attitude towards life, towards people, towards men in particular. And they don't want to be taken advantage of. They don't want to be walked over, disrespected, or any of those things. So that hardened exterior, that hardened personality, and those hardened characteristics come about as a defense mechanism. So I'm here to encourage you ladies out there to embrace your feminine side, embrace your femininity, smile, be gentle and soft, vulnerable, and submissive when it is appropriate. So I want to get onto that word submissive and submission later on when talking about marriage, but it definitely is a part of the feminine nature. And I already created another video on how to be feminine. I think I gave like 10 tips on how to do that, but of course those are just my viewpoints, so I don't know if you would agree with each of those, but if you want to check out that video, it is linked below. In contrast, the masculine side is seen with aggression, assertion, being strong, being a leader, being courageous, taking charge, being bold, and all of those things are more on the masculine side. And I do want to emphasize that masculinity is highly attracted to femininity, and femininity is very much attracted to masculinity. I believe in the Bible, in the Word of God, and I believe that the Lord God made us distinct sexes for a reason. Gave the man certain qualities that he is more prone to, and the woman qualities that she is more prone to, and it is our job to just walk in those characteristics and be that person, and then you will find your match at some point, if that is your desire and if that is what life has for you, basically, or what God's plan is for your life. Again, I'm not going to get into marriage. I kind of want to get into it, but I'm not. I'm just gonna try to focus on the male, female, feminine, masculine in anyone. So whether you're single, married, dating, whatever you want to call it. So as I mentioned, those two come together. They complement each other. But I am definitely here to say that femininity is not a lesser role than masculinity. It is a complementary role to masculinity, where a man has strength in the qualities that he brings to a situation. A woman also has a lot of strength in the qualities that she brings to a situation. Because I was asked to, Heart of Gold specifically mentioned biblical femininity, I just want to speak on about 4 women in the Bible who I don't really know what their feminine qualities were, but I just wanted to give some characteristics or some of the things that they were into, their occupations or different things about them that represented them as women in general. But for one, Lydia, she was a seller of purple. And by looking at a lot of the commentaries, purple was seen as like a very prestigious type of garment or clothing or fabric. Purple was royal, and it definitely demonstrates that she had some prestige behind her in order to sell something elaborate as purple. So being that she was a seller, that implies she was an entrepreneur. A woman in an entrepreneurial role shows that that was a viable occupation, and she also brought the men of God into her home, so she must have played the role of hostess at the same time. So not only did she have her entrepreneurial side, she also had her domestic side. They went hand in hand. One does not have to be superior to the other, and one characteristic doesn't have to mean that another is less valuable or less important. Another woman in the Bible was Abigail, and what she did was advocate for a situation. So she was married to Nabal, who treated David and his men, you know, I guess disrespectfully, and David and his men wanted to retaliate, get revenge. Abigail came in and smoothed the situation out. She approached David and his men with gifts and spoke kindly to him. He saw her in a favorable way. He decided not to seek revenge. He said, don't worry about it. I'm not going to kill your husband and his friends. They can live, and it's because of you. So a very sensible woman who used her sensibility. It doesn't imply that she was using her body in any way, but she used her common sense to diffuse a situation, and that just demonstrates the sensible nature of a woman and how she's able to step into a situation and just calm things down. Another very strong woman, strong qualities that are to be admired and, you know, aspired to. Another woman was Deborah. She was a prophetess and a judge over Israel. So the people of Israel would bring their problems to her. She would make decisions. She would rule on things and give the final say. She was also married. Therefore, lets you know a woman can be married and also be a leader. And I think I'm going to leave it there. I kind of was going to mention Priscilla, but I'm going to just leave it at those three. I've seen that there's a lot of talk online, different places where people are talking about women who have awakened to like being lied to by feminists. And I'm wondering, like, what does that all really amount to? I wanted to look up what feminism is and what a feminist is. I found a very simple definition. Feminism was defined as a movement to put an end to sexism, sexist exploitation, and oppression, and to achieve full gender equality in law and in practice. And a feminist is someone who supports equal rights for women. So on the surface, the definition of feminism seems very normal, seems like a good thing. And I agree with feminists. I think there should be equality. But I think there's an underlying something there that's obviously not in the specific definition that implies that women should put their femininity in the back seat and like lean in more to their masculine attributes or the masculine energy that is obviously there. And it sounds like those were pushed or emphasized even more. I don't know, like, where does that come from? Where a woman is encouraged to deny her motherly instincts or her desire to want to stay in the home and raise a family. Some of the things that the feminists were trying to advocate for were things regarding voting, a woman getting an education, a woman owning property. Those are all things that women are able to do right now. So again, I'm not exactly sure what the argument is. We already know, I mean, women are really very self-sufficient. It's wonderful when a woman can relax in her feminine side and where she doesn't feel the need to exert or to be assertive too much or to be aggressive. I don't think women naturally enjoy those types of behaviors unless they have to. Those leadership qualities are there for sure. A woman can lead, a woman can take care of her home, a woman can buy real estate, she can provide for her family. She is strong in and of herself. And if she is able to just leave some of that leadership stuff, that hardness to her husband, I feel like that is what women prefer. A woman will be aggressive or be strong when there's an absence of masculinity, absence of a man, absence of a strong leader. A woman will definitely rise to the occasion as necessary. It's nice when you know you can make your own money and do these different things, but if you have the opportunity to relax, I'm sure a woman would take that more than jumping out here and working a 40-50 hour work week. But if you have an opposing thought on that, please let me know. I think the soft life came about because of that, this soft life era. I know this is prominent on YouTube and it's talked about on a lot of social media. So, you know, I'm seeing these types of things, that women don't want to have to work and hustle. They want to be pampered. They want to be treated. They want to live comfortable. They want to just have a laid back, easygoing life. But obviously, if you're not married, you do have to work. So, I mean, there's that. But while working, I would think that you would be wanting to date, wanting to be with someone. And I don't think it's a bad thing for a woman to say that they want a man, that they need a man. Where a strong woman who's like out here making their money, living their life, buying the things that they want, doing whatever, will say, oh, I don't need a man, I'm getting my bag, I'm in my bag. Or I'm about my business, I'm not looking for a man. Okay, maybe you're not looking for one, but is it wrong for you to acknowledge the fact that you want one? If you have a lot going for yourself and you are an accomplished woman, is it bad for you to desire companionship? The desire for a relationship, the desire for companionship is a natural quality. God made the woman for the man. It's all there in Genesis. You can read it. So, I don't know. I know for me, I prayed for my husband. I knew that I wanted a husband. I knew I needed to be married. I'm not good single. I wanted someone that I could receive love from and someone that I could love. And I wanted companionship, a lifelong partner. I don't want to be out here just me doing stuff. That's just me. And I was not afraid to admit that. Want, need, yes, both. Wanted a man, needed a husband, wanted a husband. And I prayed and asked God to send me a husband, and he did. So I'm going to leave it there. Just want to reiterate the fact that femininity is not a lesser quality. Femininity, in all that it encompasses, is no lesser than masculinity. These are complementary characteristics. The masculine and the feminine come together for a beautiful combination of traits that balance each other out and work very well together. I feel like the tendency is more so for women to try to be stronger or try to be more masculine than it is for the man to kind of like feminize himself. Encouraging all the women out there just to rest in your femininity. Embrace it. It is a very, very good quality to have. And if I can get into more details at some point, I will. I'm hoping to expound on this topic in different ways as much as possible. So hope you stay tuned for more. Please consider subscribing, and I'll check you out in the next one.